Hello and welcome to the second ever episode of Content with Mediocrity.
I'm Simon.
I'm Tom.
Let's get into the goddamn game news, and we're gonna talk about movie news as well, because that's what the show is. All right.
Yeah. Welcome to Content with Mediocrity, everyone.
That's
Welcome to
right.
the second episode, yeah. Actually, when we did that introduction, I thought I was gonna have like a brain fart, because like, with the I'm Tom, like I was like, oh, I'm going for a pretty long time. I wonder if I should just keep going with this, and pretend to be a motorcycle for a second. But anyway,
Yeah, that's what I do in my spare time.
Let's get to the news.
Okay. If you noticed, that little introduction was by my little me in the new Nintendo app, Miitomo. Yes, they released an app. That's the way the world is, and it's awesome.
It's the way the cookie crumbles, everyone. Yeah, it's actually got some quite surprising numbers behind it. I think it's the most popular app on both iDroid and iOS. Did I say iDroid?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that basically sums up everything that I have to say about it.
It has reached 3 million users worldwide, which is pretty goddamn insane.
The app's free, by the way, so like the only thing you're wasting for trying it out is your time, and it's not precious. Like, let's be honest.
It's not a waste of time. It's wonderful, and I love it, and I've been playing it every day since it came out, and I like it, and a lot.
Yeah, Simon, you've been playing a lot about it, so could you just explain what do you do in this game? Because I've just been hearing you talk about it, and I still all of a sudden I hear this robot voice going, "Hello, it's me. I ate something," and I just don't know what it is.
Well, you start the game, and you make a me who is you, and he represents you, and to find more about you, he asks you questions. Personal questions, just about random stuff, and then he goes into your friends' games, and they conversate, and they can your friend can talk to your me and find out things about you by whatever you tell your me. And then those people can comment on your answers to the questions, and also you can get little outfits for your me's. And there are little games as well, but they're not as good.
Is there any how is Nintendo making money off of this? Is my first question. Even though it's probably the dark question, is there ads that show up, or is it microtransactions for the costumes that you're talking about?
I don't know. I haven't seen any ads. Any
That's because Simon uses AdBlock Pro on his phone.
It ties in with My Nintendo, which is the brand new replacement that launched at the same time for Club Nintendo. So, if you when you buy games, Nintendo games, you get points for it, and you can get.
Wait, so that kind of disappoints me, because the stuff you could get on Club Nintendo a lot of the times is super cool. You could get limited edition controllers and stuff, but.
Yeah, well, apparently they're bringing that to this.
They're bringing that too? Okay.
Yeah.
If it was just the costumes, we'd be okay, then I don't even see the point of signing up to Club Nintendo then,
Yeah. But, so far, you can actually get, Miitomo rewards as well. You can get a Mario suit in Miitomo, and game tickets, you can get discounts off games. You can get an exclusive Twilight Princess version of Picross. Oh, fucking...
A Twilight... What? Sorry?
Twilight Princess version of Picross.
Picross?
I don't know what it is. It's a game.
Is it like lacrosse, but...
No, it's more like tic-tac-toe, You can also get WarioWare touched.
Ooh.
Oh, and
Nothing like
Flipnote
touching
Studio 3D finally released. That's actually the next news story. But on the My Nintendo website, it reminded me that that's free if you sign up for My Nintendo. I think in April. And holy shit, I love it. I loved the originals on the DSi. it was, man, if anything inspired me to do animation, it was that goddamn app, and the 3D version is just as good, if not better.
Wait, so this is just like I've never heard of it before. Is it just an animating app? Like
Oh,
you just
yeah.
draw, or
Yeah, it's, you draw a frame and then you press A and it goes to the next frame, and you can press Y to go back to the frame beforehand. You can choose colors and pens, and it's literally just animation. It's really cool.
so the kind of like if you were, does it work like if you were to use Paint, let's say, and you're trying to make like a GIF or something, would it just be the same thing except you have, of course, the advantage of the stylus?
Well, it's actually made for animation.
Okay. Can you like, is it very customizable, like the frames per second, or
Yeah, you can make the speed go up and down, which is basically just choosing how many frames per second it is.
oh, yeah.
I mean, the drawing is somewhat limited because it's not like full on, you know. You
Yeah,
can't
it's not a tablet, yeah.
Yeah, but for what it is, I really like it, and it's cool, and it's dang nice.
And if it's free, I mean, why the hell not? If you got
Yeah.
a 3DS, throw it against the wall and blame yourselves for following my instructions.
I would have done it. But Tom, that suggestion was just beyond crazy. Just like beyond Good and Evil 2. There's a brand new.
Oh,
The rumors have been going through the roof. At first, it was just Ubisoft.
they were just going up to the roof first, but now there's,
Now it's blasting right through, just right in there.
yep. Oh god, these jokes are getting worse and worse as we go on.
So Ubisoft filed a trademark for the series for new Beyond Good and Evil 2. Beyond Good and Evil was a game for like the PS2 and the GameCube by Ubisoft, and apparently it was like a really cool game, like a really good game. There were rumors that Nintendo was bringing it back like they did with Bayonetta, like entirely funding the sequel in return for it being exclusive for the Nintendo systems.
Is there any confirmation to those rumors, or are they still rumors?
Wait, no, okay. The first rumor came out when somebody. Oh, there was like an anonymous tip that said the game's current. Not an anonymous tip, but it was a tip to Destructoid. Someone came to them and said the game's title was going to be Beyond Good and Evil: The Prejudices of Philosophers, and that Nintendo was going to fund it like they did Bayonetta 2, and it was going to be an X exclusive. And now,
That's right. Yeah, I was like,
now there's a trademark that's showed up for Beyond Good and Evil 2, so that kind of,
oh wow.
yeah.
So it's pretty much seems to be set in stone that there's going to be another good Beyond Good and Evil then for those Beyond Good and Evil fans, yeah.
Oh, and when Destructoid first talked about, like when they first posted the news story, Ubisoft asked them to take it down. Like they had them
Ooh.
take down the news story. So,
That means you know that it's serious.
yeah. Yeah, and I was actually on the Nintendo subreddit where people were talking about it. And I was like, wow, you know, Ubisoft should probably thank them. I literally bought the game just because of this rumor. Which I did. I still haven't played it, but I've got it sitting around.
Wait, you bought it recently, or?
Yeah, I saw it in CEX and picked it the heck up.
Well, I guess we might be seeing a undead review then.
No.
Sorry, folks, I was trying to start rumors of my own.
Speaking of rumors, nope, that's not accurate to the next story. Speaking of free shit, Jirachi is now available on Pokemon X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire
Get them quick. They go fast.
Yeah, just go on to the main menu, mystery gift, get via internet, and then bam, you get a free Jirachi.
You know, the way that system works now is so much better than it used to in the past, where you had to go to like a Pokemon event that 99% of the time was exclusive to the United States or Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because of the 20th anniversary, they've been going through like all the ones they've ever given out, and they've been giving them out on a monthly basis. I've been missing them, but I'll try and keep updated. Keep me updated, keep you updated.
Well, it's not like people really care that much anyway. Like the people that really wanted those Pokemon badly, they would have gone through the method of an action replay by now.
Well, I guess so.
Even though that's illegal, but don't tell the cops.
So more free stuff. I thought I'd just make a note. If you have a gold membership with Xbox One, so like if you pay to play online, you can go and get The Wolf Among Us and The Sunset Overdrive for free on the Xbox One. And you could also get Dead Space and Saints Row 4, because those are the Xbox 360 backwards compatible games. I mean, the Xbox 360 gold games, but they are backwards compatible now. So you don't even have to download them. You could just hit like purchase, and then you own them. But only if
Wait.
you
What do you mean you don't have to download them?
Well, if you want to just have them, and like maybe in a year or so you'll want to play the game, you can purchase it and then not download it.
Oh, I see. Like it's just keep it. Like it's a free offer. It's up there on the table. Take it while you can, because it's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, and I think Lords of the Fallen, which was a previous gold game, that's still running until like halfway through April. So if you want, I have no idea what the hell it is. I just purchased it because it's free.
Yeah, I say go ahead with it, because like, these offers usually only come once, and especially for like a specific game.
Yeah,
and like Saints Row 4 is it's Saints Row. You're probably gonna have a pretty good time.
It's a game.
There's no other thing I want to talk about. It's just a game.
Yeah, but I feel like I was going to say something. I don't know. Oh, there have definitely been games that I regret missing that were free. Probably more for footage than anything.
Oh. No, I remember, was it before the release of The Sims 3 or was it The Sims 4? I can't remember. It was a couple months before the release of Sims 4. What's their face? EA actually gave out all Sims 2 games for free for a limited time, and I remember picking that up and then playing it and then remembering how badly optimized the Sims games actually are.
Oh my god, free Sims?
Yeah, I have it and you don't, so...
Motherfucker.
No, but it's surprising, like even The Sims 3, I'm playing this with like pretty modern stuff, like this is better probably than this mid-end stuff of the olden days, which you'd expect to be able to run The Sims, because most people who play The Sims, I think it's the target audience is girls, basically. I don't think it works, but I don't think I'm wrong in saying that the target audience is girls. And I
think girls definitely are a big audience, but I think it's pretty unisex, especially how it's marketed.
And it's not really meant for the computer savvy type people. Like it's meant to be. It's a casual game, is what I'm trying to say.
I'll leave you with that.
Yeah, because it's just meant to. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's meant to have something fun. And the reason why I brought that up, of course, is because casual gamers tend to have, low to mid end PCs. No, I was talking about the computers. Oh, did I give the impression that girl gamers are casuals?
Yep.
Okay, that's not the impression I was supposed to give. If we could scratch that out.
Edit that one out, George.
Yeah, well, anyway, I already implied it, so it's true now. Uh, is George our editor? No. Okay,
I don't know.
back to the point. Yeah. So they're just terribly optimized. Like the loading times are so goddamn long. Like who would have the patience? When I try to start it up, it takes like 20 minutes to just get started.
I
And I'm like,
played that game. Oh, actually, no. I played The Sims 1.
I think that was the last well optimized one. Like I played the Sims, both Sims 2 and 3 recently,
The
and
beginning was the end.
on reasonably good hardware, and it was just loading forever. Like well, at least with the Sims 3, once you're loaded, you have like the whole neighborhood, and you can like kind of relax. But with the Sims 2, it's basically like trying to pull your hair out when you want to go on a date with someone like in the downtown section or whatever, because you know you have all the expansion packs or whatever, which there are so many of.
Yeah. I usually try not to bring that up on a date, that I've got all the expansion packs, but, you know, it can go well. It depends.
No, I meant you only get the downtown sections in Sims 2 when you have the expansion pack. So.
Oh.
Oh, which a funny thing, by the way, just to bring it up, like the moment you try to create a world in Sims 2, it like loads. Then you have to create a downtown section. That's another loading screen. And you try to create your family, another loading screen. It's like,
What is this? Dead Rising 2?
yeah, there's a better way to optimize this EA. Like, just when someone wants to start playing, they don't want to go through a billion loading screens. Just let them start playing. You know, it's.
What are
Maybe
you, a programmer? You don't know.
I am. I know how to program in nothing.
Oh my god.
I know how to critique programmers, so that's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, if you're done with that, let's talk about some more game sequels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's move away from my misogyny.
There is a little old rumor that Shadow of Mordor 2 is going to be a thing because it showed up on a stunt actress's CV who's worked on games previously. So that might
I
be
could
a thing.
I'm just imagining how the leak for that worked. Like, there's like an HR representative like looking through the CVs of everyone, and then he sees that like Shadow of Mordor 2. And for all we know, the actress could have just been like making up shit and be like, "Oh, no one's gonna check this anyway." And now
Yeah.
it's that's how I imagine it becomes a rumor, like just some HR representative just becoming super excited and none of his colleagues understanding why.
Yeah, I do wonder if sometimes people just like make up games that don't even exist. Like, yeah, I'm working on Zelda Saints Row.
Well, Zelda almost was a modern shooter. We discussed this before.
Oh yeah, that's the tightest. Yeah.
Zelda gangster.
But speaking of misogyny, Overwatch, baby, the big
Overwatch.
one. I guess.
Oh, are you talking about the butt?
The butt. Hashtag
The
that butt.
Hashtag leave Tracer alone.
That's a much better one. Hashtag leave Tracer alone. So basically what happened, Overwatch beta's been out for a while now, closed beta. You know the story, you know the deal. There are characters in it. And
They do.
one of the characters, Tracer, is like kind of the main one, I guess. There's a pose that, like, they do poses at the end of the games. And one of the poses for the Tracer had them, like, turning around and looking back, and, like, their butt was super distinct.
But let's clarify this. Like, she isn't bending over or anything. It's the main reason why it's distinct is because of what she's wearing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like she's like leaning over, exposing her buttocks or anything. It's just because of she's wearing very tight clothing.
Now, of course, all the news article headlines were, Blizzard bows down to feminists, eats shit and dirt and caves, and changes games based on their whims. But I'll read out what actually happened. Someone basically said that I don't really like this it doesn't fit the character in my eyes.
Didn't he say it was because of his daughter or something?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what the original person said, but Jeff Kaplan, the game director, well, one of the game directors said, "We'll replace the pose. We want everyone to feel strong and heroic in our community. The last thing we want to do is make someone feel uncomfortable, underappreciated, or misrepresented. Apologies, and we'll continue to try to do better." Now, that comment immediately, I can see why people would be like, "Wow, caving, hot damn, you guys are just trying to make the feminists happy, god damn it." And I guess I should be clear, I agree, I don't think that you should change the game based on someone saying, "What? There's a butt?" You know, like you can show butts. It's anyway. but that's the thing. The next I guess the thread was locked after that, and he came back and commented after this completely blew up in his face, and he said, "Well, that escalated quickly. While I stand by my previous comment, I realize I should have been more clear. As the game director, I have final creative say over what does and does not go in the game. With this particular decision, it was an easy one to make, not just for me, but for the art team. We actually already had an alternate pose that we love and feel speaks more true to the character. We weren't entirely happy with the original pose. It was always one that we wrestled with creatively." Now that is exactly the thing. I feel like if they were... I mean, the beta is entirely about trying to get feedback from the fans. If they were already, like, thinking, "Oh, we're not too sure about this one," if people came out and said, "Nah, I don't really like this one," then it makes sense that they'd be like, "You know what, yeah, I think you're right. We'll change it out."
Can I just say, it kind of sounds like that's exactly what someone who, is just covering his ass would say, if you know what I'm saying.
You think so?
I don't think
Covering
he
his
is.
butt.
Like, I think it's true what he's saying. Like, to me, honestly, it doesn't matter that much. Like, it's just a pose at the end of the game. Does it really matter? It's not like anybody's really gonna...
Well, it's more about free speech.
But it's not really free speech, though, because this is private. Like, people could still take pictures of Tracer.
Well, exactly. It's a free... It's like a private company making something, and for someone else to come in and say, "Hey, no, don't do that. I want you to represent women this way, always."
Well, they're not necessarily obliged to do it. They just chose to in this case.
Yeah, no, and I think it's fine that they did it. Just,
I think it was worse when it happened to GTA, when people started asking stores to pull the game from their shelves.
Yeah, but
like in that case,
if it was an alternate universe where they only did it to win over the feminists and not really because they believe, if they were just like got scared by people saying it's misogynistic and they were like, oh no, we'll change it, it's good now, right? If that happens, that would be bad and dumb. But it's not what happened.
Yeah, but like in that sense, I think, well, I hope at least, game directors aren't stupid and they realize that, the core people that are playing this game are going to be people who don't really care that much about or don't make such a big deal out of the butt pose or existing. Not about what's happening right now with it being pulled and whatever, but like they wouldn't throw a hissy fit just because a character's showing a bit of a sexy side, if you will.
I think it shouldn't really matter what they think people will think. I think it should just be what they want to make, what the coolest thing they want to make is.
Oh yeah.
And he goes on and says, "We wouldn't do anything to sacrifice our creative vision for Overwatch, and we're not going to remove something solely because someone may take issue with it." Exactly. Our goal isn't to water down or homogenize the world. All the diverse cast of heroes were built in within it. So the point is, I think this is fine. And it just seems like it got blown out of the water. But then again, he didn't word himself that well in the first comment, so it makes sense.
It was a great way to convince people to make tracer porn.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was already underway.
Well, apparently it's well, according to my research, there's apparently a huge
We get the
influx more.
hard facts on this show.
Yeah, we do our research. We really get down to the core of things.
So the next story, PlayStation 4K. Okay, so basically, there have been rumors about a sort of 4.5 of the PlayStation 4, where they're going to, because one or two people behind PlayStation have talked about releasing a higher spec.
Higher specs.
Yeah. Higher spec PlayStation 4. The rumors have been, the rumors have come out of, I should say, I guess the first thing I should say, Wall Street Journal, who said that it's going to come out before PlayStation VR this October, or at least announced before then.
So I guess this is the equivalent of the PlayStation Slim for...
Yeah, but apparently it's going to support 4K. Now, not entire, complete 4K games. It'll just be able to output 4K somewhat. It'll be able to do 4K movies. Because Netflix said, apparently, that Sony had promised them they were going to make a PlayStation that did output 4K movies and shows. And also Kotaku and Eurogamer has had stories about this as well. So it seems like lots of different sources. Honestly, if they announce PlayStation 4K, I'll probably get it, because I've been more interested in getting a PlayStation 4 with the release of Ratchet and Clank coming out. I've always wanted Infamous Second Son because I loved Infamous 2. And Uncharted 4, maybe?
I think it's a good time to hop onto this generation's consoles. I think Xbox is probably, following the news of this, also gonna probably want to create a refresh of their console. And it's basically we're reaching in the 0.5 stage in this. Literally PlayStation 4.5.
Yeah.
Just better hardware, usually more stability. Probably gonna have more hard disk drive space or solid state drive space in this case. It's basically a good time where they're just trying to pick up the last remaining people who haven't bought one yet. And I myself have actually been waiting for the Slim model to come out before I buy a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, there have been some rumors as well about Xbox 1.5, but I've also seen apparently Phil Spencer or someone came out and said that they, not to expect it. So,
and then they winked to the audience.
Yeah, they winked through the text on the screen.
Yeah.
The entire page just morphed. All right, so what movie news have you got for me?
Ooh, movie news, baby. Well, first, let's start with something that we talked about last time, which was Batman vs Superman, baby.
Oh yes.
How about you give us a first seat review? A spoiler alert, I guess.
No,
I don't
I
really
won't
care.
spoil it.
Okay, but semi-spoiler alert. Just
No,
be cautious.
I'm always cautious with spoilers.
Not you, the audience.
Oh, what?
We could accidentally spoil something, and then...
But I
It's
said
just-
I'm not going to.
Yeah, but you could still... the range what people consider spoilers is different. Some people would be like, oh, well, Ben Affleck's in it. Spoilers!
I don't know what I think. Okay, I came out of the movie thinking, oh man, I don't even know what to think. I should say, I woke up the morning of Batman v Superman planning to watch Man of Steel right before it for the first time. And I woke up a little late, so I only got halfway through Man of Steel. But what I saw, I really liked. And I know Man of Steel wasn't. I don't know. It's got mixed reactions. But Batman v Superman. Okay, so there's so much going on in it. I mean, of course, I would say it's worth seeing just out of curiosity. But if you're not big on comic book stuff, and you're not specifically a fan of Batman and Superman, nah, maybe don't see it. It's a lot of the movie is setting up other movies, which is a bit frustrating. I mean, the Avengers, you know,
At least the Marvel movies were good, like when they were setting up the Avengers.
I think Marvel really tired out the worlds with this universe building cinematic world stuff, and right when everyone was getting sick of their shit, DC came in to do a knockoff version that does all the same bullshit. And when it teases, like, okay, at the end of Avengers 1, you see Thanos' face at the end, and most people don't know who Thanos is who go and see that movie, at least I didn't. But you can just go home, go Google Purple Man.
Please Google Purple Man right now.
But with Batman v Superman, they sort of mix in the references sort of subtly, but in a way that is just kind of confusing, and it's like, are we meant to know what that is? There are whole dream sequences that are entirely just like, what the fuck's going on? So, I will say though, there was stuff I liked. Ben Affleck as Batman, I think he was good. I think the writing for Batman, I wish there were more cool Batman moments. Because I love Batman, he's my favourite superhero. And he also just hated Superman for no reason. Okay, he did have reasons, but I definitely didn't believe his motivation. Like, it's called Batman v Superman, and Batman really fucking hates Superman through the entire thing. Which is what I wanted, but there was no reason given, other than, like, I don't know, he's like a god, I don't know. Yeah, there's... If anything,
he just wants to fight a god.
If anything, the trailers made it more obvious, which I only saw after the movie, and by God, if you've seen all the trailers, there's no point seeing the movie. You've seen it. There's...
Is it really that bad in terms of showing what's inside the movie?
They show, like, 2 of the biggest twists of Act 3. It's retarded. Retarded. I just gotta make sure that I'm articulating that properly, because boy oh boy, the trailers are bad. There were a lot of cool lines. The writing was neato. Well, okay. The writing with the events that actually occurred wasn't that neato, but the lines that the characters said, they were pretty cool. A lot of the things they said were like, whoa, yeah, man, I getcha. And I think the tragic part is that the cast and crew seem really talented. Zack Snyder, I seem to like his style from this and Man of Steel. I haven't seen his other stuff on Watchmen and whatnot.
300?
No, I haven't. It seems like a bunch of good people working on a movie that can't make a good movie because people in business suits are walking in and saying, hey, we're gonna make this universe and sell it, and we're gonna make sequels.
We're gonna make billions of dollars.
I liked Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I really liked him. I thought he was a cool take. I know a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people did like him, I think. I don't know. There was a mixed response.
Could you tell us if he was bald or not?
He was at the very end.
I don't know if that's spoilers. You just ruined it.
Yeah. There were... the ending... It felt like it had higher stakes than Age of Ultron. That's probably one of the better things I can say about it.
I haven't seen Age of Ultron yet, so...
Okay.
But Like by higher stakes, you mean like it felt like it was more important?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
like I was more invested in what was happening at the end. Like it felt like it was a bigger deal. Um, like if the heroes didn't win.
Well, anyway, to get to the news about it, like as we all know, the reviews for it were absolute shite. I mean, the
They
reviews
were
themselves weren't
mixed.
shite,
They were
but
mixed.
a lot. Like I think
There
they
were a lot of
averaged
bad ones,
around
though.
30%. Like they were not very happy, and I think a lot of people were on the fence about this movie, going like, okay, this is either gonna be really good or super bad. So a lot of them like waited for the reviews, and now that they've seen the reviews, we're seeing that like the Batman vs Superman on the second week experienced an 81% drop compared to the first week.
Now we won't usually talk about reviews of movies, but this time it's pretty relevant as to
Yeah.
why it has gone downhill so badly, and I feel really bad for the people who made it.
An 81%, like, yeah, like you can see there's a whole bunch of edits out there of Ben Affleck like in interviews looking really sad.
Yeah,
And
I saw links to them and I couldn't even click them. I was just like, oh man, I can't even. I just because Ben Affleck was good.
He can be a bit of a plank sometimes, but he has some movies where he's phenomenal in them.
Jeremy Irons is Alfred, by the way. I didn't like that. He was too young. He was like, I don't know. He felt too close to Ben Affleck's age, so he was just like a buddy. He didn't even feel like, because Alfred's meant to be like a fatherly figure, but in this one he's just like, you're a dick.
Like, Batman, what are you so serious for?
Why so serious? You know what? I liked the references to Joker. Most of the movie, I was like, man, just show us Batman stuff.
Wait, is this movie gonna be in the same canon as Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy, like, I just find that like you could just imagine Batman and Superman fighting in the background, and like the police just being like, "Okay, Suicide Squad, we need your help because these two little girls are fighting."
Yeah. There's a reference or two to Joker.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that it was in the same universe. I thought it was like its own universe for Suicide Squad, just because the art direction looks so different than Batman v Superman.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little more excited for Suicide Squad now, just because it seems like the Batman stuff was the best part of this movie.
That's a good thing. Yeah, Batman Suicide Squad seems to be mainly Batman villains, isn't it? Or exclusively Batman villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people
With Will
complained
Smith.
that Gotham City and Metropolis were right next to each other for this movie, but whatever. That's fine. It's a movie. I don't know.
Aren't they though in the lore, or at
the
least
lore
in
they're
some
not.
versions? Oh.
Apparently.
I just imagining like some really nice, bright city, Metropolis, and then like some shitty ass like gutters gutters everywhere, like slums everywhere, and that's like Gotham City, like where Batman is, where it's permanently night or something, like just right next to each
Forever
other.
nighttime.
Which-
And the other one's forever daytime.
Yeah, forever happy, like it's like journalism, like the other one's always dark and moody.
Yeah. It's like Marvel and DC.
Well, speaking of Ben Affleck's failures, he's probably gonna fail again because he's written a solo movie script for Batflick wrote a script for a Batflick.
Affleck wrote a Batflick.
That's what it is. There we go.
Batman was the new... No, that's not right. Ben Affleck wrote a Batman movie, basically. I don't know.
Solo Batman. So
Yeah. I don't know if he was asked to. He just came out and kind of said, yeah, I wrote one. I don't know. We might
No,
do
but
it."
he writes a lot of the movies, so he writes quite a lot.
He said he's contracted to do at least Justice League 1 and 2. By God. See if they get that far. So at least 3 times wearing the cape, including Batman v Superman. So... I wouldn't be surprised if they went ahead with it, just because I'm pretty sure test audiences are going to be like, yes, Batman was we like Batman because Batman. I mean, it's Batman.
But yeah, but I think actually a lot of people enjoyed Ben Affleck as Batman. Like even though at first people were like, "Oh my God, Ben Affleck as Batman, come on."
Yeah, he was good.
Did he do his gritty voice better than Christopher Nolan?
He didn't do a gritty voice. He had a voice synthesizer.
That might have been better direction to take than. Where is he?
I mean, I thought it was fine. I know it gets made fun of a lot, but I love. I mean, Dark Knight.
I didn't have
so close to my heart.
Dark Knight. I don't have a problem with it, but in Dark Knight Rises, I do.
I didn't.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because what he says in Dark Knight Rises, but it's just like when we watched it together. When I watched it for the first time, it was only then that it really actually like started to bother me, and I was like, "Oh God."
Oh, okay.
Even though it shouldn't.
And Wonder Woman wasn't Batman vs Superman, which is in all the ads and stuff. She is not a person.
She's Mary Sue.
She gets like one scene or two before she becomes Wonder Woman, and she's just like a girl, and she does something, but you don't get any characterization out of her. She's just there, and then she shows up for the fight, and it's like, well, cool, you're doing cool stuff, but we don't know who you fucking are.
We really have no connection to you whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like.
And they do tease the other heroes, and I didn't mind how they did that. It was cool, but
It seems like they had a lot of exposition inside a movie, and then just a kind of meaningless fight with the Batman v Superman stuff that they then revealed, from what it sounds like. Can you confirm these rumors that I just made up?
that there were a lot of references. Yeah.
Well, yeah, references, I guess, but it was just basically all set up, and then the fight was really just to attract people in.
Well, it kind of was what the story is about, and they do a lot for it, but it's not that. The plot of the movie definitely isn't Batman versus Superman. Dawn of Justice maybe is a little more. Yeah, I don't know. What's next on your list?
Ooh, well, speaking of sequels, Sharknado is getting its fourth sequel.
I think I'm gonna have to start reading over these news stories of yours.
Why?
Sharknado, really?
Sharknado is a pinnacle to the movie industry.
God damn it!
It's the greatest
So
bad
what's
movie.
the news? Who's gonna be in it?
Well, it just has a really stupid title. Sharknado: The Fourth Awakens. So we could probably see some type of parody in it from Star Wars. I'm just imagining someone coming up to the shark and getting a laser and going, "Ah!"
I'm pretty sure they already went to space in the third one.
Oh God, this is the best ridiculous movie you can get.
It's alright.
Other than that, there's some rumors of Ewan McGregor. He said that there might be a possibility for an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, but considering that, we've heard rumors of an Indiana Jones movie that we talked about last time and a Han Solo movie, I wouldn't really take these two seriously. But honestly, I'd be interested, for this movie if Ewan McGregor did play Obi-Wan, just because, it's Ewan McGregor. He's a very handsome man.
Oh yes.
Yeah. When I see Ewan McGregor play Obi-Wan, it's just, sing for me like you did in Moulin Rouge.
Did he? Did he do that?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
He has a very beautiful voice. Everybody watch Moulin Rouge if you want to see Ewan McGregor and his dreamy blue eyes.
Yeah, do that.
Also, my favorite TV series of all time, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, recently finished their 11th season, and they've just been renewed for 2 more seasons. They already had their 12th season renewed, so that means they're going to have 14 seasons in total unless they get cancelled. Like, the reason why this is actually something significant is because it's matching the record for the longest live action comedy so far. The 14th season, that is. So if they go further, they'll be going into the history books.
Wow, it truly does seem like a sunny time for Philadelphia.
Yeah. I think it's actually a quite incredible story for the Always Sunny cast because the pilot was basically something those 3 did in their spare time in their backyard doing nothing. Like the 2, like Charlie Day and Glenn Howerton, so Dennis and Charlie in the show, like they were pretty successful, but Rob something, I can't remember, McElhire or something like that, he's the brains behind the series. Like, he basically wasn't that successful in the acting industry, and they got super lucky that FXX basically took them on, or I think it was FX at the time. And now they're matching a record. Like, it's if anything, it shows that kind of like not everything is wrong in Hollywood.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, you can still make it as the little guy.
There's still some good.
You can still make it when you can just. What I'm trying to say is, if you have a pilot idea, film it with a couple of friends and put it in a shoebox and send it over to WarnerBrothersStudios.com.
Yeah, honestly, if you want to make something, use whatever resources you got and make it, and then see if anyone will fund it.
Yeah.
Even go to Kickstarter. Fuck it. You could do. There's so many opportunities now, and Netflix. I mean, they've been, funding a lot of.
I think it'd be tough for Netflix, but
I don't know.
Maybe some of the other channels like AMC, I'm sure would be.
Well, because Netflix, they don't even have to give up any channel time or anything. They just stick you up on there, and they've
Just
been
put you
funding
up
a lot
on-
of stuff. Yeah. Like, did you see the John Stamos thing? I can't believe we didn't. Have we not talked about any April Fool's stuff?
No, I've been avoiding it because I fall for the April Fool's stuff every year. Everyone gets me on April Fool's. It is extremely annoying.
Oh boy. Now, I feel like we should probably mention, even though Batman v Superman has gone down like 81% or something, it did open to $420 million at like when it first opened. So that's already,
What was its budget?
250 million.
Oh wow! So they did very well then.
Yeah. So
Despite
it's not tragic, the story.
no one's crying basically.
Except Ben Affleck. And apparently it did a bigger opening than Dark Knight Rises, so it
I can
isn't
see
all
you're on the
bad.
Wikipedia page as well right now.
Nope.
Oh, I am. And that's like the first thing that shows for the box office.
Well, we can see where this website gets its sources.
I wanted to check if the budget. Yeah, sorry, you gotta
No, I
be.
was talking about this other website that I was on.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we all know that we're just a bunch of hacks, but those guys should be professional.
Were you on Variety?
No.
Okay, because that's where Wikipedia is getting its source from.
Anything else?
There's just a couple of small things, but some of the stuff is a bit outdated just because of a strange glitch with the sources that I was using. But so the Spider-Man reboot, with the character that we saw in the new Civil War trailer, is gonna get his IMAX release in 2017. So we're getting a new Spider-Man again.
Oh,
2017.
it was that Spider-Man. I thought you were talking about the animated Spider-Man movie that's happening.
Oh no, I'm talking about the 12-year-old sounding Spider-Man that everyone made fun of.
Oh, okay. I still haven't seen the trailer for obvious reasons. But they're also making an entirely animated Spider-Man movie.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. I'm more excited for that because
Are they doing it like with the quality of the '90s Spider-Man show? Because that'd
No,
be
I
amazing.
think it's a 3D animated one,
Oh,
which I think
ah,
would work.
I just imagine like Jimmy Neutron quality animation for Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, the current Spider-Man movies, all the villains are CG already. You might as well make everything else. Like, because if you have CG villains in a CG world with CG heroes, then it's believable. If everything's CG, it's real.
It's
If you have
nothing CG.
yeah, if everything. But if you have a real world and then you stick a video game character in the middle of it, it's like, well, that's not happening there. That's not really there. But if it's like a Disney movie, except Spider-Man, then awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have Spider-Man.
But by God, just
Who's gonna be voice? Who's gonna be voicing the animated Spider-Man?
dude, I don't know.
Bruh. Yeah, the last piece of news that I have is basically Disney said that Marvel movies will go on forever. Which is kind of obvious.
What?
Like, I don't understand why this is
how
even
did
news.
this come up?
I don't know. I just imagine like some reporter like asking like a Disney executive and like the Disney executive like, why do you think we bought Marvel, you idiot?
Is there an end to this madness? No! It doesn't end! You die before it ends!
We are Disney. We are powerful.
But
Some shit like that. Yeah.
I don't... Wait. I don't know, why would they stop making Marvel movies?
Obviously because
Are they just talking about, like, the MCU?
No, they're talking about Marvel movies in general. I don't understand how this was brought up in the interview. Like this is clearly quality journalism right here. You know, like I could just imagine a fan like going, "Oh, jeez, thank God." You know, I thought it was gonna
It
end.
was on his last breath.
Whew.
You know, honestly, I think Civil War is going to be the big tell of whether cinematic building movie sagas is still relevant.
I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna make it the second coming after the first Avengers. We're gonna have the second wave of.
I hope so. But if it
I don't
comes
really
out
care
and
for it.
everyone's just like, oh my God, we're tired
Yeah.
of this, then I wouldn't.
I don't
be
even.
shocked.
Yeah. They probably wouldn't even finish the plot device that they have with Thanos and you know bringing in Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff. Like oh god, like I'm just imagining
think they
that final
would.
movie.
They'd just have to wrap it up a little, or they'd probably really try and step it up and I don't know, kill everyone.
The world dies. The end.
Who knows? Oh yeah, there was another story. I don't think this is new, but I'm just looking through. Iron Man might disappear for a while if Robert Downey Jr. leaves. Yeah, no shit. I feel like that's the dumbest headline I've ever seen in my life. Of course, Iron Man's not going to be in the movie if the actor for Iron Man isn't there. They're not going to replace him.
Yeah, he's pretty much a perfect Iron Man from what I hear from comic book fans. Like they really could not have chosen a better person to represent Iron Man,
He's great.
and he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
Let's all give Robert Downey Jr. a hand. You know, after
Well
Thank you,
done,
that
Rob.
after making that recovery from rehab, you know, he was. If you look at news stories from maybe 2005, like you know, it's all drug stories, and in 2008, when the first Iron Man movie came out, I think.
Robbie
Don't
did
quote me on
good.
that. He
Robbie did
changed his
good.
life around, and he started doing the good drugs.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's finish it on up with games that we've been playing.
Well, I think we all know what game you've been playing on your phone.
If that counts.
What? You just opened a can of worms, my friend.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Apps
probably
aren't fucking real games. I'll say that.
If
with
we do count
confidence.
mobile gaming, I think women outnumber men in terms of gamers.
I know, yeah.
So we want to kick them out of the race, so they're not real gamers. So mobile gaming is no longer gaming. Confirmed.
Well, I just feel like it's just so. Because so many apps are just like. Money.
Press the button to
machines.
fart.
That not many apps people put their hearts and souls and make a really intuitive game. Like, I don't know, like Fruit Ninja and stuff. They're cool. Whatever.
They're time wasters. Yeah.
But they're not.
They're games. To pass
They're not
time.
made to like envelop you in a world. They're
Yeah,
just
they're not experiences. Let's say
yeah.
they're
They're just
a way to
anuses.
pass time.
They're just anyway.
Yeah, but speaking of, couldn't the same thing could be said about a game like Rocket League then?
No.
Like it doesn't
So
really.
today-
envelop it.
Why do you want to keep going with that?
I don't know. Like I just feel like we need to work on this argument a bit more. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's something wrong with this argument. We'll continue it next week if I remember.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know. I'm pretty solid about.
Yeah, but like we want these definitions to be clear cut so that everyone can follow our blogs.
Because I don't know. I feel like apps are like saying mini clip games are real games. It's like no, shut up.
Mini clip. Sorry, it's just bringing back nostalgia. But anyway, go on. What have you been playing?
I actually purchased 2 games in the past week that I still haven't played. There was like a 2 for $90 deal at EB Games. I got Shadow of Mordor Game the Year Edition and Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which are both games I've had my eyes on. I still haven't played them, but you know what? I bought them.
You've not been playing games at all?
I have been playing games. I've actually been getting into Dead Rising 3. That first got set off because I went back to the game and tried to fix my save file, which I managed to do because it was corrupt for a while. I did that for footage for a certain video that I'm
Ooh,
making.
the spoilers,
Oh, yes. So I've been doing a lot of that. I actually mainly have been filming and editing. I got up a brand new April Fool's video making fun of game theory. Go check that shit out in the description, I guess.
Shameless plug, but I guess it is your channel, so it's not really a plug.
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing else to add to that. Yep,
I mean, I don't care. It's yeah.
it's your channel. Go ahead. Sell out.
It's my own stuff. I got Super Mario 64 on the Virtual Console, and boy, do I have mixed feelings about that game.
You don't like it?
I said mixed feelings, you fuck.
Yeah, that usually means I don't like it, but you just don't want to upset the people that do.
No, I mean mixed feelings. I mean, there's good stuff and bad stuff, which is
Oh,
what mixed
please.
feelings means.
Do tell us what you is it? Do you think it's inherent of the game itself, or do you think it's because of the port?
Oh no, I think it's the game.
Oh,
Definitely.
oh, please do tell. I'm curious why you think that.
God damn it. Okay. I didn't totally want to get into it, but I guess I will.
Oh, you don't want to get into it? That's fine. But
No,
like,
no, you set me off. We've got to do it now.
okay,
There's definitely something wonderful about picking up the controller to start playing it, like the I don't know, just the feeling it gives off, and the feeling like the idea of discovery and non-linearity. I do hope they bring back in future Mario games, but by God, sometimes it's way too unforgiving, and the controls, they're good, but sometimes they're a little broken. Like,
yeah, they definitely feel a bit dated.
every
for
now
sure.
and then when you push, like, left on the stick, Mario will run to the right and then to the left, if you're already facing right. it definitely doesn't feel like anything you can do in the game you can do with ease. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like maybe if you're really lucky, you'll be able to get that star with the wing cap. Otherwise, you'll just... And especially, like, shifting sand lands. God, if you touch the fucking sand, you immediately die. That's a big anus.
I share your frustration for that level.
That
I've been playing... Yeah, I've been playing it recently as well, and...
That's way too unforgiving there.
The second section of the castle is definitely the hardest part. Like with the underground section.
Okay. Yeah.
Once you get past that, it's usually easy up until Rainbow Road, and then you just scream and tear your hair out.
Yeah. And some of the levels definitely kind of seem like... I mean, it is just them figuring out how to do 3D. Like, the first Bowser level almost just looks like a 2D level spread out, in a 3D layout.
Yeah, it's actually more 2.5D, if anything, the Bowser levels.
Yeah. I haven't sort of solidified
Your opinion on it yet?
Yeah. But I was playing last night in bed, actually, with a Wii U gamepad. I was just like...
Getting frustrated. I could just see you, like, yelling, like, in bed. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, when I stopped playing, it was a rage quit, so...
Oh.
Yeah,
but considering that it was kind of a pioneer of 3D, I could understand, like, I definitely agree with some aspects are very dated, like, especially the controls, and getting used to the not being able to control your camera very well is extremely frustrating, like that second joystick. I miss it, thinking about it. But, yeah. There's not much else to add other than it's a game that's dated, but I'd say it's still playable. Like, I still enjoy playing it.
Yeah. What games have you been playing?
Ooh, well, I recently purchased the game, the online shooter Rising Storm Red Orchestra 2.
What?
On Steam. Yeah. It's
by surprise. I didn't believe that.
I bought a game, yeah. Believe it or not. Who would have thought? Anyway, yeah, I haven't been playing it that much because most of the time you can just jump in and play a couple rounds, but it seems to be a game where the less I play it, the better I become at it. You know what I mean?
The less you play it, the better you get?
Yeah, I get that feeling with Call of Duty as well sometimes. Like, I hit a point where when I play too much, I just end up getting more and more frustrated, which, like, just drains my skill level. Whereas if I just play it for 20 minutes at a time, let's say, then I feel a lot better, and I line up my shots better. I'm getting more kills. I'm more cautious. I'm not as impatient, and
wow.
That's why it's how I feel with competitive multiplayer shooters, and actually anything competitive in multiplayer. Like, I need to play it in small parts, otherwise I just get frustrated and lose.
What about Rocket League?
Same with Rocket League. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I was screaming yesterday at Rocket League because of stupid teammates, and then I just kept fucking up. Like, Simon knows this because I was Skyping with him yesterday while playing Rocket League, and it did not go well for me. I haven't rage quit at Rocket League yet. My worst rage quit so far actually was on Ark, where I got so mad I uninstalled the game.
Oh boy,
that's as mad as I've gotten. Like, I remember I didn't yell anything. I just closed the game, right clicked it, uninstall, and I was like on Skype with another person that was playing at the time that I was playing with. But I just got so mad. I was like, no, I can't play this game. This game is just making me too stressed. If I keep playing this game, I'm gonna lose my hair. My hair is gonna turn all gray. It's not gonna work. And the guy just laughed at me. He was just laughing at me like he was just having a good old time, because I don't think he's ever seen someone that frustrated.
Yeah, generally when I rage quit a game, it's because I don't particularly care too much. Like with Super Mario 64, that's been just kind of a game I've been playing, like, just to chill out. Like, I haven't seriously been like, oh, I want to beat this, and 100%. I've just been sort of blah blah.
You've just been trying to enjoy yourself, really, just taking
Yeah.
it easy. Yeah.
I'm not sure when the last time I've genuinely rage quit. I guess probably Nino Kuni. Um, yeah. But even that took a long time for me to rage quit. Like, it wasn't so much a rage quit as much as I got to the beginning of another point in time where... Because that game difficulty spikes like fucking crazy. And I got through it like 2 to 3 times. And eventually I got up to this one part and I was like, it's doing it again. Fuck it. I'm not going in there. And, I fucking skedoodled. Because I used to I used to put myself through fucking hell to beat games because I am a prideful goddamn piece of shit.
Can I interrupt you and bring myself to another point? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the game Jack 2. I played it when I was too young to play. I think I was 7 or 8 at the time, and it was a 12+ game. Ooh, I'm a bad boy.
Whoa.
But I like game design didn't inherently come to me. So to me, difficulty spikes seem normal. Like in that game is infamous for difficulty spikes. Like, there are several sections where it's just impossible to beat, and like after I returned to it a couple years later, well, I didn't return to it, but I started reading like reviews on it. I was like, yeah, I'm curious what people thought of it when it released. They're like, oh, this game is impossible. I'm like, you know, a 7-year-old beat you at this. During gaming journalism, you do gaming for a living compared to a 7-year-old. Like, probably actually have more time to play games than you do in the end, but still.
Yeah, I think kids can get surprisingly good at games. Have you seen that, there's a video of like a 12-year-old beating a Super Mario Maker course he made, and it's an entire P-switch run, and the whole time you have to spin jump on like spikes or something.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh man, it's good.
I think as a child, I was better at some aspects of gaming, and then other aspects I was just absolutely terrible in. Like, now I tend to find that I pick up games a lot easier than I used to as a kid, but as a kid, I would play games, this one game exclusively, and I'd get like extremely good in it. Whereas now I feel like I'm just generally okay in most games. Whereas as a kid, if I would pick up another game, I just suck at it for days and days and days until...
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty fucking inspiring and awesome that games can like make kids feel like they're really good at something.
Yeah.
And
like
even
sports.
if like people, you know, adults talk them down all the time, they can always be like, well, I can fucking smash you in Mario Kart, so
I'll fucking beat your ass and fucking brawl. 1v1 me.
So I don't know. That empowerment to kids, I don't know. I love it. I love kids.
I'd never had that feeling, but maybe that's because my dad never played it with me, because he just get motion sick from the games.
Oh yeah, I never got to play with anyone older. I got to play with my little brother, who always made me feel like I was really good even when I wasn't, just because he was like 2. And I was like, haha, eat shit, you're a baby.
Can I ask you, did you ever do the thing where
No.
you give him a controller?
I know what you're gonna say, but go on.
You know?
I know what you mean.
Like I had a friend come over once, and well, it was actually a family friend, and I wanted to play some Crash Bandicoot 3 as a youngster. So and he wanted to play too, so I just gave him a controller. I didn't plug it in, and I plugged in my controller, and I started playing. And then he was like pressing the buttons enthusiastically. It was actually a sight to behold, and I was just playing the game. I was like, wow, you're doing really well.
Was it his game?
No, it was mine.
Oh,
he came
okay.
over to my house. I didn't want people to come over at my house. I just wanted to play
Right.
some Crash Bandicoot 3.
Yeah. I've heard many stories of that, and I think mainly from you. But I
You
never...
haven't done it.
No, I'm not a fucking asshole.
It's a 2-year-old. He goes home with a good experience. Like, he doesn't know. How's that being an asshole? If anything, it's making someone feel really good about themselves when they actually suck.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, makes for a good story though.
Yeah, it's the only story that I know.
Yeah, well, I was
Well, I
gonna
think
bring
that-
up Shadow of Mordor when we were talking about the sequel, but I forgot it. I do
We
want to
did
play
talk-
it, but I own it.
Oh.
But I want to play it, but I haven't. Were you gonna say something?
No, I forgot we were talking about the games that we were playing for a second.
Well, I mean, we might be done.
Yeah.
If I could just get
Oh.
back to me, Tomo, I'd be happy.
What other games have I been playing? Like, there's not really that much of a change. Like, I tried out some more Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, which there's a new thing. Okay, Simon's already playing. That's a sign for the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, no, have you been playing Metal Gear?
Yeah,
That's
I'm.
good.
By the way, I'm top 5,000 for espionage rank. Just so fuck you guys.
I've been playing some Animal Crossing as well. Well, that's about
But
it.
you're not top 5,000,
That's true.
so I don't care what you say.
Well, here's Tom.
Is there a leaderboard actually in Animal Crossing?
No.
I can just imagine like the amount of berries plucked or something like that, and someone just spends his whole day plucking berries, like reloading and loading and like finding out like best techniques to pluck berries. It actually
Yeah.
makes me wonder: is there an Animal Crossing speedrun?
I don't think so.
I guess we'll find out. Yeah, there's a speedrun.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
It's actually probably one of the longest games to play. 70 hours, 51 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
This was actually last year, so it might be a bit faster now. But oh god.
Alright, well I think that about wraps it up. I'm Simon, he's Tom, and
We're content.
oh